Caitlin Clark just got rocked in one of the dirtiest plays we've seen all preseason. And how did she respond? By torching the Atlanta Dream like nothing ever happened. Yeah, you heard that right. She took the hit, got back up and cooked them. This game wasn't just basketball. It was a statement. But the question is, why is the league's biggest star taking so much punishment? And why aren't the refs doing anything about it? Stick around, because we're breaking down every big play, every cheap shot, and how Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever flipped the script and walked out with the win. Before we get into all the action, take a quick moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That way you'll always stay updated on the latest WNBA news, big moves, and game breakdowns just like this. Don't miss out, we've got you covered. So, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's jump right in. If there's one thing we saw last season, and it's carrying over already, it's that Caitlin Clark takes more contact than a crash test dummy. From hard screens to flagrant fouls, it's like defenders are out to prove something. And you'd think, after a record-breaking college career and becoming the most marketable player in the league, the W would make protecting their biggest star a priority, right? Wrong. Fast forward to this preseason showdown in Georgia Fever versus Dream. Final tune-up before opening night. Emotions were high, intensity even higher. And Clark? Let's just say she didn't disappoint. The Indiana Fever came out swinging full of energy, ready to make a statement. Right out the gate, Kelsey Mitchell set the tone, dishing a slick pass to Natasha Howard, who nailed a smooth hook shot down low. Then just when the defense thought they had Mitchell figured out, she pulled off a fake handoff so clean it sent defenders stumbling the wrong way, leaving her wide open to glide in for a pretty layup. But the real jolt of electricity, that came when Caitlin Clark, the rookie with a rocket for a shooting arm, snatched a rebound like it was hers from the jump, then sprinted coast to coast with that classic blazing speed. She weaved through traffic and finished at the rim like she was back home in Iowa, turning the gym into her personal highlight reel. That was the moment fans leaned forward. That was the moment Atlanta knew. She's here. Still, the Dream weren't just gonna roll over. Rookie Te-Hina Paopao, making her own case for future stardom, fired back with back-to-back fearless drives. She attacked the paint like a veteran, absorbing contact and finishing strong, showing she didn't care who was on the other side. Grit, confidence, no back down. But just as momentum started to shift, boom, the first real Caitlin Clark moment of the night. She stepped back, deep behind the arc, launched it, splash. The crowd lost it. That signature CC range like, way behind the line range had officially arrived. She pulled that shot from another zip code and hit nothing but net. Just 15 seconds into the second quarter, bam! Caitlin Clark doesn't even hesitate. She steps into a deep three and drains it like she's just getting warmed up. That kind of confidence, that's what makes her special. And then, with the swag of a seasoned vet, she hits Sophie Cunningham with a behind-the-back pass, so smooth it deserves its own highlight reel. Sophie finishes with the easy layup, and the fans, yes, even the ones in Atlanta, are in shock. You could hear the gasps.
The way the Atlanta Dream played defense on the Indiana Fever was absolutely crazy. The way they played defense on Caitlin Clark, they could not stop her.
This wasn't just good basketball. This was showtime. But Atlanta? They're not waving the white flag. Te-Hina Paopao, who's been nothing short of fearless all game, pulls up from deep and nails a cold-blooded three. You could tell she wasn't about to let Clark steal the whole spotlight.
Te-Hina Paopao got a few more shots and they just played faster. They just played faster. I watched back on this game. They walked it down.
But Cunningham, not to be outdone, comes right back and buries a triple of her own. And now it's on both teams trading buckets like it's the playoffs. Then things get chippy. Caitlin's fired up after a no call and chirps at the ref. Boom. Technical foul. Her first of the season. Some fans were shocked, others cheered, but everyone felt the tension shift. Now, if you've watched Clark over the years, you know she's emotional, passionate, and fiercely competitive. That tech? That didn't rattle her, it fueled her. On the very next possession, she sizes up the defense, hits the brakes, and drops a nasty step-back three right in the face of her defender. Crowd goes wild. But Pow Pow, she ain't backing down either. She attacks Clark on the other end and crosses her up so hard that Caitlin stumbles. Pow Pow drives in and scores. That right there, that was a duel. This stretch of the game wasn't just fun to watch, it was intense, emotional, and filled with superstar potential on both sides. Then it happened. Early in the third quarter, disaster almost struck. While chasing down a rebound, Sophie Cunningham, one of the key players for the Fever, stepped awkwardly on an Atlanta Dream player's foot. She twisted her ankle badly. You could actually hear the collective gasp from the Fever's bench as everyone held their breath. It was one of those moments where the entire team feared the worst. But luckily for the Fever, Coach Christy Sides gave an update after the game, saying it wasn't as bad as it looked. Sophie should be good to go for the season opener. Still, it was a scare that left everyone on edge for a few tense minutes. And just when you thought things couldn't get worse, enter Caitlin Clark. Minutes later, Caitlin Clark, known for her fearless drives to the basket, takes it hard into the lane. She's moving at full speed when wham, Ryan Howard, one of Atlanta's top defenders, absolutely clobbers her right across the face. Caitlin hits the floor hard, and you could see the pain on her face. It's one of those hits that would have sent most players into a daze. But here's the kicker. The referees? They saw nothing. No whistle, no flagrant foul, not even a regular foul. Just silence. And it wasn't like it was just a minor hit. Caitlin got hit square in the face, then clipped again as she was down. Still no call. Now here's the problem. Caitlin Clark is one of the league's brightest stars. She's getting attention from fans, analysts, and even other players. But this hit and the lack of a call really opened your eyes to something. She's being officiated differently and not in a good way. It's frustrating for fans. It's frustrating for teammates, and honestly, it's frustrating for Caitlin herself. She's out there playing with intensity, leading her team, and what's she getting in return? Hard fouls with no protection from the refs. This is a major moment to pay attention to, as Caitlin Clark continues to shine in the WNBA. Will the league step up and start protecting its stars? Or will players continue to target her, knowing they can get away with it? It's something that'll be worth keeping an eye on, because if the league wants to keep its biggest stars in the game, they need to step up their officiating game. But Clark doesn't let it shake her. Instead, she responds with pure skill. She drops a full-court dime to Damiris Dantas, who's running the floor like a pro, finishing with a wide-open layup. That's what you call a next-level response. She wasn't just going to take that hit and fade away. No, she hit back harder. Meanwhile, Kelsey Mitchell? She's starting to cook now. Watch out. Breaking ankles, slicing through defenders like butter, finishing with finesse. It's like watching a ballerina in a contact sport. The Fever's guard play? Absolutely lethal. When those two are on the floor, they're a handful for any defense in the league. But the Dream aren't going down without a fight. They start to rally. Veteran Tina Charles, built like a tank, goes into full bulldozer mode. She gets 2 tough buckets in the paint, pushing through contact, keeping the Dream in striking distance. Then Ryan Howard decides to join the show, hitting a running three-pointer to answer Mitchell's corner splash. You could feel the momentum starting to shift. And just when Atlanta was starting to gain some steam, guess who steps up? Caitlin Clark once again takes control. She drives into the paint, drawing help, and then drops another pinpoint pass to Aaliyah Boston. She finishes it off with a soft layup, the ball just floating through the air, as smooth as you can imagine. Despite the no call on that vicious hit earlier, Indiana still holds a narrow lead, 63-59, at the end of the third quarter. Whoa, you've made it this far. That must mean you're really enjoying the video, right? So why not take a quick second to hit that follow button? It's totally free, super simple, and helps us keep bringing you more awesome content, especially if you love the WNBA. Whether it's game highlights, player spotlights, or behind-the-scenes moments, we've got you covered. Plus, by following, you'll never miss a beat when it comes to your favorite teams and players. Go on, tap that follow now. All right, let's jump back in. Coach Sides decides to rest the starters for most of the fourth. So who steps up? Lexi Hall. And folks, this was her quarter. First, she draws defenders and dishes a slick pass to Temi Fagbenley cutting to the basket.
Clark inside, Hull runs into traffic, flips it up, draws a foul, and one. Lexi Hull, the circus shot goes.
Then she drills a 15-foot jumper. And after that, she barrels into the lane for an and-one layup off a zoom action play. Lexi Hull put on a mid-range clinic. And to seal it, she hits another silky jumper from the foul line and takes it coast to coast through traffic. She scored 11 of her 14 points in the fourth quarter alone and completely closed the door on the Dream. When the dust settled, Indiana walked away with a gritty 81-76 win. Caitlin Clark, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists in 23 minutes. Efficient, composed, a leader. Lexi Hull, 14 points, 5 boards, 4 dimes, and an MVP-level fourth quarter. And the Fever? A perfect preseason record, undefeated. But what's more impressive isn't the win total, it's how this team is coming together. Each game saw a different scoring leader, a different rebounding leader, and improved ball movement every single night. This is no longer just the Caitlin Clark show. It's a full team effort. You can feel the chemistry building, Aaliyah Boston's presence in the paint, Kelsey Mitchell's scoring versatility, Nalissa Smith's hustle, and of course, Caitlin Clark orchestrating everything like a floor general. There's a real trust forming in this group. The players believe in each other, and the coaching staff is giving everyone room to shine. As Clark said post-game, it might not start off super pretty, but we know that if we keep trusting each other and putting in the work, we'll be exactly where we want to be. And speaking of where we're headed, opening night is set. Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese, Fever versus Sky. Two of the most talked about rookies in WNBA history, both with huge fan bases, both with something to prove. And if this game against Atlanta was any sign of what's to come, we're in for a wild ride this season. You can expect fireworks, physicality, and oh yeah, a lot of eyes on the refs too. So grab your popcorn because next week it gets real. All right, folks, that's a wrap for today's breakdown. What a game, right? Caitlin Clark took a brutal hit, but instead of letting it shake her, she turned up the heat and delivered an absolute masterpiece against the Atlanta Dream. It's clear this season, the Fever are more than just a one-player show. They're a well-oiled machine ready to dominate the court. But what do you think? Was that hit on Caitlin Clark a turning point for how the league handles its stars? Or is this just the beginning of a much bigger narrative? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you never miss out on all the WNBA action. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.